Looks like blue team is prepping Drake. 5 members bot side, but it's still a couple of minutes onto Drake spawn. No, not 5 members, 4 members. Hale is still top lane now. Emilio has been caught out once again. Use the Breath of Life. Leona ends up being the first one to fall in this fight. Armarouge. Can he find the change? Yeah, he can. Oh, that's a 3-man stolen Pop Blossom. Here is Hugo Chaves also in another 3-man Pop Blossom. This time from the real Nico. Flame Breath. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the series where I cast your solo queue Clash Flex games. Hey, you know what? Today, in spirit of MSI, which is going on right now in London, or to be fair, when this video will be posted on YouTube, it's probably over, but in spirit of MSI, today we're casting no European players. It's all abroad today, because we have made our way to the Brazilian server, where we're gonna cast not 1 but 2 players at a time, because we are gonna cast a platinum duel. Let's see what's happening here. Jace and Kale just met each other. Level 1 in the top lane. This should be a free win for Jace, because obviously Kale being a very weak level 1 champion. But yeah, we're casting the dynamic duo who's tearing up Platinum Milo in Brazil. One of them mid laner in this game, the other one jungler, and their names, which I'm not quite sure how to pronounce, but let me try my best. Armarouge and Hugo Chaves from the red team in the mid and jungle. Armarouge on Silas in this particular game, Hugo Chaves on Shyvana. And yeah, Armarouge, pretty sure that's the name of a Pokemon, and Hugo Chaves just sounds like a drug dealer if you ask me, but I could be wrong. But that is the guys we're casting today, and obviously we love ourselves some Brazilian League of Legends. Every time we have Brazilian teams at international events, they always, or I should rather say they never fail to entertain us. And I mean, that's why we're casting Brazilian players today. Should be I expect a fun, lively game with a lot of action. We already see level 1 here. Our protagonist, or one of them, Armarouge, pushing forward in mid lane, going up against a Nico. And yeah, our other protagonist, Hugo Chaves on the Shyvana. I expect him to just farm for level 6, or we see level 2 here, now dashing in with the chains also. And having to eat a Q on his way out again, Armarouge. But yeah, Shyvana should just focus on farming, get to that level 6, so he gets his Dragon Descent available to himself, and get that Flame Breath for a big AoE ability. And I really do hope it's AP Shyvana, just because it's way more entertaining to look at. You can also obviously use or go AD Shyvana, get a lot of attack speed, on-hit damage, and then just be an on-hit machine. But I hope it's an AP Shyvana, because the Flame Breath just deals so much more damage when you're AP Shyvana. But yeah, in the bot lane, Draven Leola, very strong 2v2 bot lane for the red team here, with a Draven and Leona, a lot of lockdown potential and high early to mid game damages. But going up against a Jinx Emilio, which to be fair is pretty weak early game, but as when they get that level 6, well then you do have Emilio support, which is kind of a big counter to all the CC that Leona brings, because as long as Emilio doesn't get hit by the CC himself, he always have that Breath of Life, I think his ultimate is called, to help him, or rather to help his AD carry get out of sticky situation whenever Jinx are to, or if ever Jinx were to get hit by CC abilities. Jinx also brought the cleanse by herself, so practically double cleanse in bot lane. And therefore Leona has to be careful before she goes in with the center plate, as she just did right here, also stunned Jinx. And here is Shyvana, but again, Shyvana really not that strong on the early game gang. I don't think they will get the kill here onto Emilio, no, but they do, however, spend the ignite. Kha'Zix flashing over the wall mid lane is ignited, will probably go down to turret. Our protagonist, Armarouge, dodging away from the first gang of the game. Ooh, almost goes down to Nico here, but gets a double for himself, dashing in with the Kingslayer, healing himself up, damaging Nico, and that's just our protagonist show what he can do. Already flashing forward from Jinx, gets the first kill. Can she also take down Draven? Though he will flash away. And what about our protagonist Hugo Chaves? He will get out scot-free with his alive, but Leona falls. That's the blue team getting a a kill for himself in the 2 vs 3 situation. Also giving Kha'Zix more time in jungle, just farm up, has got his first reset off. You can see he has just a bit of a tempo advantage on Shyvana, even though Kha'Zix just died mid lane, yep, but he recalled faster, or not recalled, he died faster and therefore spawned faster than Shyvana. Hugo Chaves, who had to recall on his own. So now Hugo Chaves making his way onto, if you look at the minimap, onto his Crux, which Kha'Zix has already finished, but at the same time, another fight is going added in the top lane. Once again, Jace wins out, and that's just what Jace do early game versus Kayle. Was pretty close, to be fair, but a 1 vs 1 that Jace should pretty much always win, as long as they are the same level and the same kind of items which were in this particular case right there. Kayle doesn't lose too much, has TP to get back to lane, so not the end of the world, will eventually scale up. Sylas just missing the chains. And once again, Leona lands Centerblade, but it's a bit alone right now. Doesn't look like Draven really wants this fight. Oh, Jinx is really doing some damage with the rockets. Again, if you take a look at your minimap, both jungles just pathing different sides on the map right here, but Kha'Zix has made his way to mid lane. Can Armarouge once again make it a double kill for himself in a 1 vs 2? Nope, he will just walk away calmly. Drake is up. It is something that Shyvana could look at right now with Sylas. 2 pre-mates. They do want as many dragons as you can possibly get onto Shyvana. Gives her more damages, the more damage gives her more damage, the more drakes and heralds she takes, obviously. But yeah, that's her passive. Kayle just getting the push. Here should be able to just push out. Pop Blossom has been used from Nico. Doesn't really deal any damage to Sylas whatsoever. Oh, Zap connects onto Draven. He's very low. Does have to exhaust himself. One more hit and he should fall. Looks like he will get out. Instead he's helping Drake. Gets hit by the Zap and therefore he ends up falling. What about Leona here? Can she get out? Oh, in comes Sylas. Misses the chains once again. Shyvana has her level 6. Does have the Dragon Descent available to her, but will not use it right there. Draven was out and then he decided, no, I'm gonna help with Drake. Ends up getting hit with a Zap in his face and he ends up going down. But Red Team, we do get the first Drake of the game. Once again, Sylas landed Zap. Oh, not the Zap. The chains have stolen the Pop Blossom. Also used that. You have to remember there is a barrier on Nico. Oh, Flame Breath also connects. Dashing in. Didn't even have to use the chains. Once again, Sylas gets another kill for himself. That's a killing spree for our protagonist with the help of our other protagonist, Hugo Chaves, who came in with the Dragon's Ascent and landed a good Flame Breath. Nico just refusing to use the barrier. I also think that he would have died anyways, but relatively low cooldown barrier. Could probably have tried and used it. Still, Kha'Zix is just waiting in the bot side. Front bush right here. Trying to bait Jinx Melio. Trying to bait the Centerblade probably. But still no little 6s from this red team bot lane should probably. White Assault use Zap missing. And this should just mean that Kha'Zix can recall. Has now lost quite a bit of tempo. Kha'Zix trying to wait for that gank. Now down 2 camps, a recall behind, and let's see if Chaves doesn't have level 6. Yep, he gets level 6 right there. Flame Breath landing once again. There's still a barrier on Nico. I don't think Flame Breath will be up once again. No, will not for this particular trade right here. And Armarouge wasn't close enough to help. Flash, Flame Breath, ooh, connects, and the Kingslayer takes down Nico once again. Now 4-0 Armarouge. 3 flashes spent in the mid lane in a span of 2 seconds probably. But Nico just flashing a bit too late away. Once again, didn't use the barrier. And I mean, I guess this Nico is just saving barrier till the next game. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but Okay, it's also a way you can play, I guess. 600 gold lead right now for red teams, also scaling pretty good, but you do have to remember, blue team, they do have a Kale, also a Jinx, so they are on something of a timer. If they get late, full late, Kha'Zix Germain stealing away the hero, but is he now caught out himself? There is still no Dragon's Ascent, and as I said, once again Hugo Chaves gets it, but the Shock Blast actually doesn't even connect. Kha'Zix gets the kill on his own, but at the same time the bot lane, Armarouge ganks, they end up killing Melio, who doesn't use his ult, which is probably because he will CC them once again. You cannot use Breath of Life, Melio's ult, if you get hit by the CC as Melio. So positioning is very important. What about Kha'Zix? Will run straight into our protagonist, gets hit by the chain. That's a 6 kill now for Armarouge, completely popping off. Has also finished the Rod of Ages, so whenever that item gets to scale up, which is already started to do right now, I mean, Armarouge would just be a complete menace this game. Also, double buff already can threaten the dive. Also looks like he is. Oh, misses the change barely. But yeah, as long as this Nico keeps refusing to use the barrier, Armarouge can threaten these kind of dives if he wants to. Once again, dashing forward, chain, always just positioning himself between the minions and Nico, so that if ever Nico steps too far forward, he can just try to engage Centerblade. Talking about engage Centerblade connects Q also, but once again, Draven not really a fan of going for these 2v2s, which prompts Leonis to flash away. Cozy Campfire has been used, and what about top lane? Kale flashing away on this turn, does have the Divine Judgment. If he wants to try and bait something, and here's Hugo Chaves, take the basket over the wall, then completely the same time using the Dragon's Descent to get back away out of the fight, but ends up being a 1-for-1. Kha'Zix follows there, ends up getting the kill for himself, but both jungles fall. Stab will barely miss onto Draven. Kale used to TP back to lane. Oh, what about Jinx, Melio? They can threaten a dive. 1 or 2 hits should be enough to take down the Draven. And we see a minion coming in from the jungle. Why is there a minion? I have no idea what's actually Nico. Obviously the new Nico. Leona goes down, so does Nico. Ends up being a 1-for-1 so far. Bro, I have no clue why there was a minion in at the bot side jungle here from red team. Obviously it was Nico ganking. Ends up being a 1-for-1. I also think that red team, no, I'm sorry, blue team will get the first turret of the game in the bot lane right here. Oh, no Divine Judgment. Jace just flashing away. One auto attack too late, or too early I should rather say. Will not get the kill for himself, but instead Kha'Zix gets a Drake on the other side of the map. Equals the Drake between the two teams, 1 for each now. Take the Ocean Drake, and there's still no Divine Judgment, but we don't care about the Divine Judgment when we have a super mega death rocket from downtown the other side of the map. Great snipe by Jinx here. Botafofo. Chains connects. It's Nico once again baiting as a low HP Kale in mid lane, forcing the flash away from Armarouge, who tried to dive what he thought was low HP Kale, but was in reality a full HP Nico. And here's Hugo Chaves, does have the Dragon's Descent, will not use it, instead will flash on top of Kale. Yeah, I mean, does end up getting the kill for himself, so I guess I have to say worth, and it is an AP Shyvana, by the way. So I'm looking forward to see a good 3-4-5 man Flame Breath. Hopefully Exhaust has been used onto Kha'Zix. Void Assault also to stay invisible for a second or two. Oh, Leona almost walking into her own demise there. Looks like blue team is prepping Drake. 5 members bot side, but it's still a couple of minutes onto Drake spawn. No, not 5 members, 4 members. Kayle is still top lane now. Emilio has been caught out once again. Use the breath of life. Leona ends up being the first one to fall in this fight. Armarouge, can he find the change? Yeah, he can. Oh, that's a 3-man stolen Pop Blossom. Here is Hugo Chaves also, and another 3-man Pop Blossom. This time from the real Nico. Flame Breath also connects to a couple of people. Will end up getting killed for himself. Our protagonist Armarouge. Only one guy is falling. Can they threaten die? We see here Shyvana. Hugo Chaves just threatening. Flame Breath should be off cooldown right here. Yeah. Connects to both members, and here is Armarouge once again, gets another kill for himself. What about Kha'Zix? Can they find a kill onto him, or will this Jace go down? Standing quite alone between 2 members, but ends up getting killed for himself. That will be 3 fast kills for red team here. Start off with a great engage from Armarouge with the stolen Pop Blossom that he took from Nico with his own ultimate hijack. Connects on the 3 members. And from there, they kind of just run blue team down, even though Nico also got a pretty good Pop Blossom for himself. But that's just the difference between a 0-5 Nico right now and an 8-0 Sylas. A lot more damage and levels on the Sylas. Level 7, Leona engages on a level 11 Kayle, but there's also a Draven here. Divine Judgment wasn't used. I think Kayle could have maybe gotten something if she wanted to use her ultimate for some reason. Doesn't do it, just as Nico still hasn't used Barrier, I'm quite sure. Yeah, Kayle ends up falling down. Now 2.5k gold lead for red team. Starts to look pretty good. Most of the gold lead, I assume, is on our mid lane protagonist, Armarouge. Oh, Leona will fall to Kha'Zix. Dragon's Ascent is available also. Once again, Kha'Zix gets the steel Pop Blossom, has been used onto 2 members, but there's absolutely no damage coming from this Nico, so he will fall. The same will Kha'Zix. Will be 2 kills for red team, even though they do lose Herald on the other side of the map. However, Jace waiting in the bush until Jinx steps forward, takes her down. Hugo Chaves almost going down to a turret. Whew. Chain's barely missing onto Emilio. Shields himself. And now Draven. Bro. Trying to dive Emilio, I don't know, man. He falls. Good blue trinket. They spot Armarouge. And Drake is about to spawn. Half a minute or so. Jace just pushing. Could be collapsed on right now. If you take a look at your minimap, Kayle and Emilio is making their way down towards this Jace. Could potentially be a 4 versus a 5 versus 1, because I think Nico was also down here. Maybe not. But yeah, Jace should fall to Kayle. That will also be a second kill for this Kayle. 144 CS for her, so doing pretty good so far. Again, Kayle is on the timer. Once she hits that level 16, she will start to deal some serious damage. At the moment, only level 12 though, but this time is getting shorter and shorter for blue team. They want a threatening set of play, barely missing. Good vision cone. And both team making their way towards Dragon, but there is no Nico, she's topside. Whew! Well and Death will not get a kill for Draven, but a good 2-main Flame Breath just forces Emilio and Jinx out of the fight. And here's Draven, doesn't get any of the kills. Ooh, can't decide which one to focus on. Here's Kha'Zix, will take down Draven. Oh my god. So Deazevedodk doesn't steal the Baron. And what about Nico? Will she fall to the turret, or will she get it? She will actually manage to take the turret for herself. And what is happening right now is a bit of a fiesta. Draven chasing Emilio, Jinx, then not being able to decide which one he wants to take down, ends up giving his own life and getting 0 kills in return. This Draven having a bit of a nightmare in this game, I'd have to say. At the moment getting carried by Sylas and Shyvana. Herald was also used in top lane. I assume that's Nico once again moving their way all around on the map as a minion. Just clearing away some wards. Baron, it's about to spawn in half a minute or so, so I expect both teams to start looking around top lane. Oh, Nico here. was the real Nico. Pop Blossom was used, connects onto no one, and she will fall once again. Barrier was used this time, and whoa, Karthik should just be able to get another kill for himself with the isolation damages. Yeah, can he escape with the Void Assault? Solar Flare was used. Armarouge flash lands the chains onto Jinx, takes her down. What about Milo? Should also fall. What about Chains? Yeah, they connect. That's double kill. That's a lot of burst from now on. 11-0 Silas with 2.5, almost 3 items next down. He recalls, I assume. Oh, Flash Breath was used. Doesn't connect onto anyone. Doesn't have the jump, I assume. Ends up falling to Baron. Hugo Chaves gets the kill for himself, and this should now just mean that red team, they can take up this Baron. Take away the Baron buff from blue team. Get this Baron buff for free. With a jungler and a bot lane death for blue team. Should also help them speed up the game quite a lot, because this Kayle has hit level 13 now. Only 3 levels left until she will start being a team fight. Or rather a game win condition for blue team. Has also gotten 2 kills for herself still, and almost 200 CS in 21 minutes, which I have to say is pretty good CSing in a platinum game, but I assume that's just how they do it in Brazil. And we were expecting quite an entertaining game, and I'd have to say we have gotten exactly that. 33 kills in 21 minutes in platinum elo. I'd have to say it's pretty decent. Also because we do have a lot of scaling on the side of blue team. And the Armarouge is just being a complete menace. Once again, Pop Blossom is used, but will not be able to do anything. There should be a 12 kill for Armarouge. Flashing away, Center Plate connects, and will not be a 12 kill for Silas, but will however be the first kill for Bruno Gustavo on this Leona. Can Jace make it? Away, back to safety, away from Baby Dust on the Kayle. No, here's Karthik, jumps over the wall, steals a kill away from his own top laner. I have to say, it's probably best to give the resources to Kayle at this point in the game, but okay. Karthik decides to take the resources for himself. Armarouge will take down the tier 2 top turret with the help of the Baron buff minions. Now he's just pushing for potentially an inhibitor. Kayle using the Divine Judgment in the mid lane. Will not take down Draven. Was exhausted, however. Armarouge almost connecting the chains onto Karthik. Karthik was just looking for something of anything right now. A flank onto any member that he can try and one-shot. Has been caught out. Will eventually also run straight into a Jace. So I assume that Karthik should fall. Oh, great use of the Void Assault to earn himself some more time, but will eventually fall to Hugo Chaves. And Drake about to spawn in. Half a minute or so. Will bring red team on soul point. Solar Flare misses, but the Flame Wraith connects, takes away half of Amelia's health. Hugo Chaves was working his way towards a Rabadon death cap, which will make these Flame Breath hurt quite a lot more than they already do. Good 2-main Shock Blast. Also deal quite a lot of damage. Nico almost falls. Or she's probably full HP, but has just stolen the identity of Karthik. Yeah, you see Nico full HP. Hugo Chaves gets another Drake for himself. That's soul point now for red team. On the way to the Chemtech Dragon, which again makes you deal more damage when you are below 50% HP and makes you take less damage. So for a long team fight, it's a pretty good soul. Probably not the best soul that you could get. Still a soul that I think red team will be kind of delighted to take anyways if it's free. And now the next objective on the map should be Baron. It's also probably why we see Kha'Zix's making his way up towards this topside scuttle. Take that away, will secure some permanent vision on Baron buff, or on Baron for the next minute or so. Will expire right around the time that Baron spawns, I think. Should be in a couple of minutes. Yeah, Kale's still doing a good job. We have to keep our eyes on this Kale. 2-3 right now, yeah, but almost 3 items, 260 CS in 25 minutes. And has also hit level 16. I think he will do a short career of fighting this Jace. Jace should have absolutely no chance. One last basic attack takes Jace down, and again Kale losing no HP whatsoever in this 1 versus 1. It had to expend his flash. Now running straight into a Leona. Here is Silas once again. Divine Judgment is also available, but doesn't want to use it. Yeah, I don't know, man. Doesn't want to use it. Oh, flash for the red team mid lane and the blue team support. Will Milo make it away? Great use of the Q. Dragon's Breath also used. Silas dashing over the wall will get a kill with the chains. Has stolen the Divine Judgment and will take down Nico even before he gets to use her Pop Blossom. Barrier was again not used. Divine Judgment used from Silas to save his own pre-made and jungler, and the Flame Breath from Hugo Chaves will take down Kha'Zix. I think it was a bit lucky because Kha'Zix kind of flashed right into it, but yeah, okay. And now just take down Leona. Whole red blue team has just died one after one. Not fighting together as a team. Red team, they can try and look for an NTA if they want to. Does look like it. Instead, they will try and get a recall off. And here is Kale. Divine Judgment used finally, but no flash this time to get herself a kill onto Draven. Here's Hugo and Armarouge. They will get the kill. Another kill on this Kale. There's now a 16-0 Silas, who I think will also have death cap the next time he recalls. And we'll have to see, ooh, on a level 5 recall. That's always nice to see. But if he gets the Rabadon's death cap here, he does. That's now a 4-item Silas, 27 minutes into the game. 16-0, hasn't died yet with a 700 gold bounty on top of himself. And now the question is, will you start Baron as red team, or will you try and bait blue team into face checking you? And then just take the fight from there. Get the blue up, Jinx do spot Draven on Baron. And here is Jace. Oof. Doesn't decide to go. TP used in a bit later, and this could be the last fight of the game. Hugo Chaves waiting the bush. Doesn't look like that Kha'Zix really saw it. Tries to look for something with the Void Assault. Now it's a 5 versus 4 for red team. Change connects onto Kale. There is a Divine Judgment, was also used right there, but should fall right after Divine Judgment ends. Almost gets a kill for himself though. Shalona gets her second kill of the game. Pop Blossom used, and that would be a complete ace from red team here. Eventually Nico should fall, yeah, and that's the undisputed ace, losing absolutely no one in the process. And I have to say, the last team fight here wasn't really any chance that blue team could win it after Kha'Zix started off by completely inting, trying to steal away the Baron that red team was attacking. That also means that our two protagonists, Shyvana and Silas, get the win for themselves. It was a pleasure casting your game, because blue team right here, they surrender. So obviously we get a win onto the protagonists that we want, or rather, I should rather say, we get a Vitória to Hugo Chaves y Armarouge. Guys, thank you for letting me cast your game, and remember, if you made it this far, feel free to comment your summary down below. I will take a look at one of your games in the future. Until next time, see ya.